Hi everyone, I am the Sarcastic Sloth, and welcome to my channel. First off, I just want to say to all of the new subscribers that I've gained off the back of my Creepshow art video, hello, you're very much welcome, and yeah, hope you enjoy my videos from here on out. Just a little bit of a conclusion to that particular video as well. Shannon did get her monetization back. It turned out to be some kind of YouTube glitch, I believe, and H3 got involved and sorted her and the other creators who had their channels demonetized out, basically. I don't know what strings he pulled behind the scenes, but certainly did the job, and it was within, I think, about a day of the whole issue occurring, so that's awesome. So what are we going to talk about today? I've been watching over the course of the last 3 days footage of Nikocado Avocado and Orlin. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Sloth, you may very well be hating yourself right now, and yes, I think you might be right. I'm going to say I didn't go on to Nick's actual channels and watch the entire videos because, quite frankly, I don't hate myself that much, to be fair. What I was struck with, I mean, as I'm watching these 10-minute, 20-minute videos off channels that have obviously just clipped down Nick's videos, and thank you very much for doing so, how on earth do these people do this on a regular basis? Like, I have no idea, but here I am doing a video on Nikocado, so who is the bonkers one now, I guess? It's all down to the fact that I was pretty intrigued how Nick's and Orlin's relationship works, and I'm gonna tell you my thoughts, so without further ado, let's crack on. So first of all, I just want to say everything that I am going to be discussing today are my own thoughts and opinions. If you don't like that, ta-ra! So what did I actually know about Nikocado Avocado before starting on with this particular dark and twisted venture of mine? Well, basically, I was just aware of his drama, which was with Stephanie Sue, obviously, and Trisha Paytas. Now, I won't go into those specifically because that's not what this particular video is about, but needless to say, my opinion of him wasn't exactly stellar off the back of those two fracases. That's pretty much what I knew about him. I knew he did mukbang, which, again, isn't something... right. I'm just going to put my cards on the table. When it comes to mukbang, I don't get it. Watching people eat, quite honestly, is just really rank to me. Whatever you're into, you do you. You know, there's certain things that I'm not into. Nikocado just happens to tick a lot of boxes within that particular realm for me. It's a bit of a weird one. With mukbang especially, why are they always eating noodles? Why are they're always eating noodles? It's literally the worst food to watch anyone eat. In fact, that to me, like, so if I was seeing someone new, say, going out on a first date, if they wanted to go to a noodle bar, I would absolutely eject that idea completely as soon as I possibly could, because that to me, like noodles and food that is hard to eat on the best of days, that's like a 6 months down the line getting to know you kind of food for me. It's not something that I'm prepared to do straight off the bat. One, I don't want them watching me eat noodles in that manner, and I don't want to watch them eat noodles in that manner either, so I don't get it. I'll put my hands up, you know, if you're into it, fill your boots, no worries. I'm not going to say that you can't do it, obviously, but yeah, it's just not my bag, to be honest with you. So starting off, it was a bit of a shaky start, I'm not going to lie. So I went back to his vegan days when he first started doing mukbang. In fact, I watched his very first, well, not the whole thing, but the very first mukbang that he did. First of all, one thing I noticed was that Orlin made all the food for him. It's important in the way that you see that he is actually quite incapable, just in general. You know, YouTube itself and the mukbang videos, he's very good at, obviously. He's got his market, he's got over 4 million different subscribers on his 3 different channels, which are all the same thing, which it's like, I don't understand why you need 3, but whatever, it's probably beyond my reasoning being a tiny little channel that I am. He started off and it's this fresh-faced, I'll put a picture up actually now, this fresh-faced young vegan kid who just, I don't know, it was quite bizarre seeing him like that. I've just seen this man-child like who cries, which is another thing that I'm not into as well. Just like if you're an adult and you're crying like a baby, I'm not talking about just crying in general, because everyone, depending on the situation, everybody cries obviously, but that whole like I can't, it's just too much. I can't ugh. So when he first started mukbang, he was strictly vegan for 4 years, but I think he was like quite restrictive in his diet before that too. Like I said, Orlin was making that particular mukbang for him. They were both enjoying this vegan lifestyle together. Now, I'm not saying vegan's the right way or it's the wrong way. I'm aware it's definitely got its health benefits, but what was interesting to me was whenever they do vegan now, when you're like, oh, I'm trying to go vegan for a couple of days, and he never does it. Obviously, he never does it ever. They just get like piles of lettuce and like, you know, just basically like a salad and whatever. And obviously that is a part of a vegan diet, I understand. But like before, they had like a well-rounded cooked vegan meal, whereas now he tends to go for the most what a meat eater thinks that a vegan meal is, and you know, just has like a smoothie and lettuce basically is what he usually has, and then he complains about how he can't keep it up at all. Well, of course you can't. You're going from 5,000 calories to probably less than 500, mate, in one sitting. So like, what do you want? It's a bizarre dichotomy that he's got with food, where it has to be all or nothing. He's either vegan or he's eating absolutely everything that you can find. I think in one video he had like a KFC, a Popeyes chicken, maybe like a McDonald's, Burger King, like all of these different fast foods. If I had one of those, then I would just be like that afterwards. And it's one of those things, the more fast food that you eat, the more addictive that it becomes. Anyway, you know, this video isn't about that. It's about him and Orlin, but yeah, it's just, his diet is mental, man. So I guess the big question in all of this is whether or not the relationship, in terms of how they act to one another, or indeed the relationship itself, I guess, is fake. And I will be honest with you, over the course of the last 3 days when I've been watching this godforsaken content, I flip-flopped quite a few times. At one point I'm like, oh, it's definitely fake, man. It's absolutely fake, without a shadow of a doubt. But then they'll say some things, especially Orlin, like, I'm not being funny, like Nick's fake crying and his baby behaviour, I find terrible to watch. I can't watch it if it's just him on his own. I just find him too tedious for my liking. That's just my taste. Like, he's not my taste at all. I think Orlin, if it's fake, I think Orlin might be a comedy genius. Like, I think he might be an amazing comedy actor. Like, I'm not even joking, because his dead face that he does, his timing, his disses are so on point. And this is one of the reasons why I'm like, I don't know if it's real and I don't know if it's not, because a lot of the things that they say to each other, especially from Orlin's point of view, is so scathing. It's so close to the bone. It's so like, no, man, did you just say that out loud? At points it's hard to watch, and not for the cringe aspect of it. It's like, ooh. Like, if you're at a party and this couple just starts like fully slagging each other off in front of everyone, they're like, well, you would know that, wouldn't you, Jim? Well, Sandra, I would love it if just one day you didn't talk to me like I was an absolute one of those ones where you're like, bloody hell, man. Now, the flip side of this is, if it's real, this is horrible. Like, what we're watching is bloody horrible. Like, they're just abusing each other constantly. The thing with Nikocado is, it's very much a boy who cried wolf scenario with him now, where there's been too much malarkey and we just don't know what is the real him. Because even when I went back and I looked at, even when he was a vegan, he does that whole baby act there too. It's just very, 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 very watered down. Another thing that I thought as well is, if they go in there, so like, it's obviously not scripted, clearly not. So if before they go into their room where they film, because this is all in their flat as well, do they like come up with like a storyline, almost like Curb Your Enthusiasm in a way, where I'll start chucking food at you and then you say whatever spiteful things you can to me? And then I think, like, can it be because he, like, Orlin comes along with these comebacks with a quickness? It's only if you proper resent someone that you come back that quickly to things. Like I said, he's either a comedy genius or he's brutal, man. He is brutal. It's one of the two. And obviously they get, you know, they break up and they come back together and they break up and they come back together all the time on film. So it's quite hard to discern what's real and what's not. One thought I did have very clearly in my head was, if they do this and they say these things for like, you know, 40 minutes to an hour and a half in some cases, how do they just go back to sitting next to each other and being cool with one another after they've said all of these things? Because they're not divorced from reality, these insults. It's based on his weight or the looks or the fact that everyone's just looking at him because he's a mockery, or that he's messed up Orlin's life, or, you know, Nick will say to Orlin like, oh, well, why are you fat anyway? You're not even the mukbanger. It's wild. It's really wild. It's mind-bending, man. That's probably why, like, at the beginning of this video, I was a bit like this. because I think I've just hit my fill of it, to be honest with you. It's too much. I've hit my quota. I'm not watching any of that garbage for a long time now. But honestly, after watching a lot of it and going back and forth, I'm none the wiser. And you know, the big thing that they say, the reason why they're together still is for the money. It's a weird one to watch. It's taxing. It is taxing on your mental health to watch their mental health apparently deteriorate, you know. I'm not gonna lie, it pickled my noodles so hard watching this. It was less taxing to me to follow Dramageddon and Karmageddon, for Christ's sake. I've not really formulated a full opinion. I'm inclined to believe it's a lot of fakery with elements of passive-aggressive behaviour that's crept in over the course of years. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I would really like to know. Do you think it's real? Do you think it's not? Do you think it's a mixture of the two? Do you think that they've just lived within this for so long that they don't know what's real and what's not anymore? I would bank on that too. It's just, you don't know. We don't know. Obviously, we don't live with them. Thank God. Like, cause, whoo. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. Obviously, if you like the video, leave a like. If you subscribe, that would be absolutely banging. Stay safe out there.